Okay, let's be for real. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sydscity. If you're first time watching, my name is City, and basically this is just my YouTube channel where I talk nonsense. It's a good nonsense, you know, like everybody needs some nonsense in their life. I'm going to be doing a freshman advice video just because I'm no longer a freshman or a sophomore or a junior. I'm actually gonna be a senior. And it's freaking crazy. Like, it's not making any sense in my head, but I'm gonna be a senior. So I was like, why don't I make a freshman advice video? Because I remember when I was going into my freshman year, like, I watched so many freshman advice videos, and like, I don't even know why. Like, it's not even like I was gonna listen to their advice. I just like hear about like people's freshman experiences and like hear like what they had to say. Because I was like, bro, like, everything's gonna be great. I remember doing that. So I was like, why don't I make one? So yeah, let me stop talking because I will ramble, and let's get right into the video. So I actually have some notes here on like academics and then social. I have so much stuff, but I'm not gonna. I broke it up into like your social life, I guess, and I broke it up into your academics. So yeah, of course, I'm gonna do academics first. First things first, in my opinion, is prioritizing your work. And I know you hear that all the time, but like, really prioritize your work. Like, make time for your homework. Like, of course, like, hang out with your friends, like, do activities, do sports, do all that stuff, but like, you need to make sure you make time for your work. Like, I'm not saying stress yourself out over it, and don't advise anyone to do that because it's really not worth it. I have stressed myself out before, but like, not anymore. If you just make time for your work, you can get it done. And like, that's like, but that's like a really big thing, is like making time for your work. Like, because sometimes the work isn't even like hard, it's just a lot of work, like 15 freaking essays, 37 homework packets. Like, the work is hard. Of course, you should try to talk to like your peers, or like what are those people called? Teachers. You should try to talk to a teacher about it or something like that, just so you can make sure you understand the material, because there's no point in not asking any questions or anything like that and end up getting the work and you're lost, and then you get a 0 for it, and the teacher's like, well, you should have told me if you didn't understand. It's like, you should have told her or him, but like, you didn't. So like, just ask, like, it's okay. So like, that also goes into prioritizing your work. Like, especially since your freshman year is like your base for high school. All the stuff you did in middle school, it's like gone, unless like you took high school like classes, like if you took algebra 1 or like geometry in 8th grade or 7th grade. Like, you have a clean slate going into your freshman year, and I think like you should really just like prioritize your work, because that is like the base. Like, usually it's really hard to come back from your freshman year. I mean, it's not, like, anybody can do it, but like, it's, nobody wants to do that. Like, you don't have to worry all the rest of your high school years just because you didn't prioritize your work your 9th grade year. So that's a really big thing, in my opinion, is just prioritizing your work. One more thing with that is, it's basically, no, just really make time for your work. Like, that's really it. Just make time. Like, it's like, say you want to go hang out with your friends, you want to go do this, that's fine, but like, make sure you make time for your work. Like, just make like at least an hour a day, or like even try to finish it maybe before the class period is over. Or like, if you trust yourself, like I trust myself, like I'll go hang with my friends and I'll come back and do my work sometimes, but like, I trust myself to finish my work. But like, if you don't trust yourself, make sure you make a plan. Like, be like, okay, I'm gonna get home from school at 3, and then I'm gonna do my homework, then I'm gonna go do my activities, or I have practice after school till 3 to 5, and then I'm gonna get home and I'll do my work then. Like, just really make time for your work. Try and do it at lunch even. Like just make time for your work. Like, that's a big thing. My next thing with academics is building relationships with like your teachers, or like guidance counselors, or like any staff around the school. Especially if like you're someone who like is like, my next one is going to be make time for your work. So what am I talking about? My next one is building relationships with staff or like teachers. Like, build a relationship with staff at the school. Like, you don't have to be like so nice and so like, you don't have to like kiss their asses, and you don't have to like be a teacher's pet and stuff like that. But like, it's good to like have like someone, because you never know when you might need it. Like, say, what the f*** is called, where like you do stuff and you get hours. service hours. You never know when you may need community service hours, like, because you do need a certain amount usually to graduate. You never know if you might need one, and the teacher or like the guidance counselor or somebody would be like, hey, can you come pay my classroom, or can you come do this, and like I'll give you some service hours. Or you never know if like it's the end of the semester, you have an 89, and like not a lot of teachers do this, but some may be nice and do this, and they'll be like, oh, if you do this packet, I'll bump your grade up to an A. Like, you know, like, so like it's good to build a relationship with the teachers, especially with teachers. What am I talking about? It's good to build a relationship with teachers and also guidance counselors, because your guidance counselors handle all of your like transcripts, they handle your credits, they handle like all of that stuff. So like it's good to know your guidance counselor and build a relationship with them. And like I'm saying this off of experience, because my 10th grade year I was taking like a lot of kind of hard classes like AP and honors, and I just couldn't. I remember like I couldn't get myself together in AP human geography. Like I could not get myself together. Like I would not do the work, like none of that. But like I remember I like emailed my guidance counselor, and like I explained the situation to her, and I was just like, is there any way I can drop the class? Like, is there any way I can do that? And like she really helped me like drop the class, and like she even helped me like take a test where it voided the drop class on my thing. So like you never know, like try and build a relationship with like a counselor or something like that. Teachers, yes, of course, because like I said, they can give you extra credit sometimes. And then guidance counselors, like I said, because they handle all of your like they handle your transcripts, they handle all of that stuff. So like it can be really important to have like a guidance counselor you can go and talk to and stuff like that. Like, I really recommend that. But even though it's good to have a relationship with the teacher or a guidance counselor, you don't need to take disrespect from a teacher, because sometimes teachers just don't. They may not like you, or they just might not be having the best day or something, and they just are being miserable. And like you don't need to take that, like you don't need to be disrespectful back, but you don't need to force yourself to have a relationship with a teacher, because some teachers just don't, like they really are just there to teach. Like, they don't really care about like their connection with the students or any of that. So if like you have a disrespectful teacher, you don't need to like keep trying to do things. Like sometimes teachers won't like you. I've had teachers that just haven't liked you before for no reason and stuff like that. Like, I mean, not all the time, but that can happen, and like it's okay. You just gotta ignore them. Like they have 5 other classes, they're probably upset or miserable or something like that. So like it's okay. Don't take it personal. Like you know you didn't do anything to them. Like there's some teachers will argue with you at 7:30 in the morning. I don't know why, but they will. I don't know. Like I just got off the bus. I don't have time for this, but it's okay. Like you just gotta ignore them. Like that's another thing too. If you're good with a guidance counselor, you can try and switch out of the class if like you have a teacher that's not like that doesn't work well with you, or you can see if you can take the class online or like stuff like that. So like that's a really big thing. So that's why it's good to build relationships with teachers and guidance counselors. But if they're disrespectful or if they're rude or anything like that, you don't need to take that. You can try and work your way around the situation. 1,000 times, some teachers are going to be weird. That's the perfect word. They're going to act weird, and like you just got to ignore them. If you can't get out of their class, just go in there, do your work, leave. Like don't. But yeah, that's my take on relationships with teachers. Here, this is my last thing for academics, is you shouldn't overwork yourself with like your homework and stuff like that. That's why it's important to make time for your work. Like I really don't think you should stress over work, because school depression is so real, especially in like our day and age. I think it's really real, especially sometimes just because like oh Sally Joe can finish her 15,000 word essay and get all of her homework in and have straight A's. So like I'm like, oh my god, I can't do that. But like that's okay. Like it's okay. Like everybody works at their own pace. You shouldn't compare yourself to others. Like it's okay. Not everybody's Sally Joe. Be you. But yeah, I definitely think school depression is real, and that can be a reason for it. Like I said, sometimes the work isn't even hard. Sometimes it's just a lot of work. You might have a lot of work in one class. You got 7 other classes, and you have a lot of work. It's like you really shouldn't stress yourself. Like I used to be really stressful on myself about work. Like I would not get an A on something, and I would be absolutely demolished for the rest of the day. Like I would not be in the right headspace. But then like that's a good thing about high school, because like you just gotta go on about your day. Like I feel like I got like a D or something on a math test one time, and like I was like, well, that's when I finally started to like accept stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, like I guess this is what this is. So, you know, it's okay. Like you shouldn't, of course you should challenge yourself, and you should always try to like, what am I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Like I said, of course it's good to challenge yourself and stuff like that, but like, don't overwork yourself. You should not be biting your nails off at 1 o'clock at night over a homework packet. Like, it's really not worth it. Like, it's not. I mean, sometimes if you like knew you had the homework packet and you're like, oh, I gotta do this, then it's like, okay, take the loss and just do it, because like, you know, you should have done it. But like, if like you're struggling or something like that, like, don't stress yourself out. That's why it's always good to ask for help. Always. Like, I know some people might have pride and be like, I don't want to ask for help, I can do this. And you get home and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, no, like, ask for help. Always ask for help if you're confused. Always. Nobody cares if you look stupid, because you don't look stupid, because that's what school is for, to learn and make mistakes. So ask for help, always. And like I said, I even have dropped a class before, and like I said, it's good to challenge yourself, but if something is putting an emotional strain on you, not worth it. A textbook should not be putting an emotional strain on you. If you know you can prevail through it, then yes, get it, do it. But like, if it's really like tearing you down, then no. You should try and talk to your guidance counselor, your teacher, see if you can find easier ways to like learn the work and stuff like that. That's another big thing. Learning the way you like to learn. Figuring out what way you like to learn. Like, some people are visual learners, some people are auditorial learners, some people just like to read and learn, some people like to take notes. If you should learn, you should figure out what way you like to learn your freshman year, just because it helps, you know? Like, you might have changed from middle school. Like, you might not used to be a visual learner, but now you like to read and learn and stuff like that. So that's a big thing too. That helps a lot. That can take a lot of strain off, because then like you know yourself and stuff like that. So but yeah, like I said, do not overwork yourself. Challenge yourself, yes. Stay on top of your work, yes, but do not overwork yourself. It is absolutely not worth it. School depression is so real. So just because Sally Joe can do her 15,000 word essay and you're taking longer to do it, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything. It's completely fine. But yeah, that's basically my stuff for academics. Just have a few social things. They're things everybody tells you. So basically, of course, try new things, step out of your comfort zone, try sports, try clubs, try different activities, like be engaged. Like, it's really fun, you know, like you never know, you could be so good at the freaking clarinet, but you never know because you never tried. But then you go and try it one day, or you take band your freshman year and you're like, oh my god, I'm so proud of the freaking clarinet. Like, what the fuck, I'm fucking Squidward. Like, you never know. Like, oh no, Squidward's bad. Squilliam. Just like, you never know. You could be so good at an instrument. Like, that's why it's just good to try things. You could be a freaking triathlete. You could play 15 different sports and be good at them, but you never know because you didn't try. So like, you should definitely try things out. Like, even if you have to try them out alone, like if your friends won't do them with you, like, that's okay. Like, it's okay. You can go and try new things in a minute, but like I said, try new things. Try the freaking robotics club, be in student government, be in everything you can. Like, there's no limit. There shouldn't be a limit. I know our school doesn't do a limit, but other schools might. But do as many sports, as many activities you can. It's like, it makes your high school experience so much more fun. Like, it really just helps. Like, you know, it keeps you more engaged. It makes you want to go to school more. Like, so yeah, try new things and stay engaged. My next thing goes back to, like, say you have to like go try a sport alone or something like that. And this is like a big thing I wanted to say, because I always see on like TikTok and stuff, like people sitting alone at lunch and then they're like, oh, that's so me, like, I wish I just had some friends. And like, yes, having friends is great. Everybody loves company, we're human. But like, if you have to eat lunch alone, or if you have to go try an activity alone, like, that's okay. It's okay. But I used to like always think like, oh, I have to do this, like, but I don't want to do this alone. Like, I don't want to sit alone. Like, but like, no, like, it's okay if you have to sit alone, or if like you want to do something alone and like your friends don't want to do it. Like, that's okay. You should definitely do it alone, because you never know. Like I said, you could be so good at it, or it could just be a better experience. And also, if you are new to a school and you haven't found any friends yet, that's okay too. But you should not rush into any toxic friendships, toxic relationships, any of that, just because you feel like you're alone and stuff like that. And I feel like that's a big thing. Like, even if you aren't doing that yet, but I feel like that's something we should know and learn, at least when we get into high school, because I feel like it's a whole different atmosphere. I mean, I know with like social media and stuff now, everything just kind of seems combined and shit like that, like middle school to high school. Like from 7th to 10th grade seems all the same, but like it can be really different once you're in it and stuff like that. But like I said, it's okay to be by yourself. You shouldn't rush into bad relationships or bad friendships or stuff like that just because you see people having friends. You're like, oh, I gotta go have these friends. Like, it's okay if you don't, like, yet. It's okay if you don't yet, or it's okay if you don't ever. Like, it's okay to spend time with yourself and enjoy yourself. And I feel like that's something we should learn, at least when we're in high school, because that's when a lot of stuff starts going fucking south. Like, I like my 9th grade year, but it was pretty fucking crazy. Like, yeah, okay. These are just some few tips that I have, like some quick ones. You shouldn't care so much about what people think. Of course, we're human and we're gonna do that. I've done that. I still do that sometimes. But like, work on not giving a shit what people think, because in reality, nobody gives a shit for real. Somebody might give a shit for 2 seconds, but after the 2 seconds, they don't care anymore. Like, it's over. Like, everybody's living their own life. The freshman year is serious because it's your base year. Like, starts everything out. If you're able to pick your classes, you should. Like, I know some schools that people pick their courses. If you're able to do that, you really should. Upperclassmen really don't give a shit. Like, sometimes they might be like jokesters and stuff like that, but like, you really shouldn't take it to heart, because they're leaving soon. Like, they're about to go live a big people life. They're about to go live a grown-up life and do what they have to do. So like, even if they are doing stuff, just ignore them. But like, they don't really care for real. They just want a good laugh for lunch. But like, it's not, they don't care for real. Prepare for teachers that are not gonna like you for no reason. I said that earlier. Or like, are just gonna be miserable, fighting with me at 10 in the fucking morning for what reason, I don't know. Try new things, that's a big thing. And be yourself, of course. Always be yourself. You can be a different person each year of high school. I mean, I did that, and I'm going to continue to do that. Each year I'm going to be a different person, and I think you should try that too. We can be the same person. Be whoever you want to be. Just be yourself. Like, don't keep yourself in just because of certain things. And like, I'm saying this because it might seem like, why is she saying this? But like, high school can be very cliquey and very like, it's just easy to get lost in the wrong things. So like, just try and set your priorities straight. And be yourself. Like I said, that's a big thing. Like, I know it's so universal and everybody says that, but in my opinion, it's a really big thing. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed and girls enjoyed, and I hope you guys and girls use this advice, and I hope it's useful to you guys and girls. I hope I was able to share great information with you. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching.